How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Whiskier. If you're new here, then welcome. We have a pretty special day today. We're heading to Distillery Acadian here. It is our last day in Louisiana from a 2-week trip, a 2-week vacation. It's been nothing short of amazing. At Distillery Acadian, they have a bourbon called Cajun's Cut. So I thought, why not wear the Raging Cajun jersey that we brought with us? Today, they're also releasing the very first ever Cajun's Cut cask strength. And I want to say there's about 6 barrels of it that we're going to get to taste and choose from. It's early, it's 9 in the morning, but nobody does it like Louisiana, and it's Friday. So we're going to be drinking early this morning. We'll see you when we get to the distillery. All right, guys, so we made it to Distillery Acadian. I'm here with the master distiller, and what do we got today? What are we trying?
We got everything. So this weekend we're releasing our first cask strength bourbon. It is a 4-grain bourbon made with corn, rye, wheat, and barley. And we have 6 different barrels that we dumped today, ranging from anywhere around 120 proof to over 124 proof.
That's awesome. All right, like I said, it's early. It's 9 in the morning, but we're gonna start our tasting off with the straight bourbon whiskey that they have, the Cajun's Cut, coming in at 94 proof. So first sample of the day to get our palate warmed up before we dive into some cask strengths. That's really good, man. That is really good. This is my first time trying it. Cajun's Cut, I'm super excited to come down here. And I was telling the master distiller, the smell reminded me a lot of Redwood Empire, and I know we have a lot of Redwood Empire fans. You get that sweet corn on the smell, and then on the taste, I think this just, it lingers, man. It lingers with something that I've never had before, and I really like it, though. You like it?
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, that's good. All right, next we're gonna try this T-Moon. Comes in at 40%, and can you tell us why y'all can't call this a whiskey again?
Absolutely. So this product, T-Moon, is made with 4 grains of corn, rye, wheat, and barley. We add cane sugar to this mash before fermentation. As soon as we do that, you cannot call it a whiskey, because a whiskey has to be made with all grains. So the federal government makes this called a spirits distilled with grain and cane. So you'll actually get notes of a whiskey from the white oak that we age it with. You'll also get sweetness of a rum. I like to say if whiskey and rum had a baby, it'd be T-Moon. So it's such a unique product. You get all these different notes and flavors coming out of it. So here, let's go ahead and give you all a taste.
You smell rum on this. I know it's not rum,
yeah,
but it smells
absolutely.
like what I'm used to smelling the rum, right? Oh, wow. That's different.
It's different. There's not many products on the shelf like this, and that's what we love about it. Across our entire line, every single one of our products is different, and this is leads more on the lighter side. We get people coming here and saying, "Man, Philip, I don't like drinking whiskey." It's great. This is not whiskey. Go ahead and give it a try, and they kind of taste them like, "Wow, you're right. It's just an easy sipper. It's great neat, but it's also makes a really good old-fashioned Manhattan. It's a really good cocktail drink."
I think that's almost refreshing, if that makes sense, you know? It's really sweet, refreshing, and I know a lot of people don't like to mix their things with soda, but I think that'd be really good with a Sprite too.
It is good with Sprite. What we love to do is we actually mix it with an Arnold Palmer.
Oh, that's
so tea and lemonade.
Yeah.
So a hot summer day by the pool, you can't taste it whatsoever. It'll sneak up on you. It's really good mix.
All right, so next up, we got our pours of the Bonvale single malt whiskey. The only difference between the two of these is that this one is finished, as you can see, in a pour casks. And this proof on these are, okay, so the difference also, this is 100 proof, this is a cask strength.
Exactly. Okay. But what I'm gonna ask you to do before you take a sip, take both of them in your hand.
Yeah.
So, and I want you to give a nose on the cask strength single malt whiskey. And what you're gonna get is as if you're running through a meadow of flowers. You're gonna get a lot of floral out of that nose. The smell on the cask strength is gonna be the taste of the port finish. So you'll see how that port barrel kind of transformed that single malt whiskey.
That's really good. That's probably one of my favorite, because I'm not big, or I haven't really dove into the world of American single malts yet, but that is probably one of my favorite ones. That tastes like a strawberry, 100% like a strawberry. That's really, really good. And this one's so this one's just a little bit lower proof. Is this okay? Mm-hmm. It's a sweeter strawberry. Is what it is.
Yep.
Mm.
So you see it brought a little bit of sweetness in it, but didn't kind of overpower and take out the maltiness, because this is along the lines of Scotch. Although we can't call it Scotch because we're not in Scotland, but it's made with 100% malted barley.
And I think that this sits way under 121 proof in a good way though, because it lingers like you want it to, but it's not going to give you that kick like 121 sounds like it would. Very good.
So next we'll go to our vodka. Our vodka is made with 100% corn. Okay. But the difference that we have with ours is some of your distillers, they'll distill their vodka, put it in a bottle, put it on the shelf. We take the extra step where we actually filter it through activated carbon 3 separate times over a 2-week period. So think of it this way. You have a Brita filter at your house. You put dirty water in, you get clean water out. Effectively, we're doing the same thing. So we're pulling out any additional impurities, any additional flavors, because that's what vodka is. It's a flavorless, odorless alcohol. So you shouldn't get much out of it. It should just be very, very clean sipping. Shouldn't have a lot of ethanol taste to it. So yeah, go ahead and give it a try.
Like you said, should though. A lot of vodkas that I know don't. So it is odorless. You're right. In a good way though. It smells really good, like, you know, fresh. I could sip that, which is weird. You're not really. Yeah. I don't think many people sip on vodka, but that's something that you could sip.
So next we'll talk about our gin. This was our funnest and our hardest one to make.
Okay.
It took us 1.5 years to make our gin. We knew we'd never put it out until we had something good. And we made some bad stuff along the way. But it was fun to actually get through and learn what each botanical was doing with the gin. The only thing I ask with this gin is whenever you drink it, is whatever you think you know about gin, just take that out of your head for 1 second. This is not your typical London dry gin, high juniper, Christmas tree hit you in the face. This is much more well-rounded, where you'll get a little bit of citrus in the front, a little bit of floral throughout, and then a little bit of spice on the back end.
Okay. Smells so good. Like I was telling the guy behind the camera, Hayden here, I was like, look, he's never had gin, so I said it literally tastes like Christmas in your mouth, and this smells like Christmas. That's the best way I describe gin. Get a good licorice note on it too. I don't know if you catch that, but I'm not a big fan of black licorice, but this is the other licorice, the good licorice, like your red licorice and stuff. It's so good. It smells amazing too. You know, if you could have a candle that smelled like that, that would be awesome. All right, so now that we're all sampled up, we've tried everything on this table here. Now it's 10:20 in the morning. We're still going at it. We're talking about the star of the day today, okay? They released, it was today, correct?
It is today.
First day. The Cajun's Cut cash drink came out. We're gonna try all 6 of these, and I'm gonna rank which ones I like the best. I'm gonna probably just rank the number 1 that I think would be my go-to for sure. But I also want to point out the color on this is absolutely insane. Can you see how dark that is on the camera?
Yeah.
And that is, and how long did this age?
So this was 3 years in a 10-gallon barrel.
In a 10-gallon
Small
barrel.
10-gallon barrel.
Which is right here if you want to show the camera. That's what a 10-gallon barrel looks like compared to the big boys. So, starting off, we're going to start, the barrels are numbered in order, in the proper order. So we're going to start with barrel 43, which comes in at 124. Is this the highest proof out of all of them?
124.8.
Yep.
Yes, this is the highest proof.
Smells great. It's really good. And again, I keep going back, like the closest, because I tell people all the time, you know, when most people are looking for a particular brand or a particular bottle, here's other things that you can try that taste similar. For me, I keep going back. I just tried the Redwood Empire cash drink for the very first time. And obviously y'all are different brands, different everything, but if you're looking for that, and then you're local to Louisiana right here, I'm telling you, this stuff is like the closest thing that I could taste to it. Definitely different, but it tastes, you know, somewhat similar. Oh, this one smells really good. So this is barrel number 44, 123 proof. Or were they aged in different parts of your?
Nope, they were all aged right next to one another.
Okay, and that's what's so crazy. I guarantee you, every single one of these samples are going to taste different from each other, but they're right next to each other in the same wood and everything. It's just crazy what alcohol can do in a barrel.
Yeah, and that's why we love the single barrel, because of the little differences you're going to get between each barrel. Even though they were most likely distilled very close in time or on the same day, started aging the very same day, and then they come out different slightly at the end.
100%. For me, this one takes the cake. So far, I definitely like this one a lot. And normally, I'm a proof junkie. I love to find my proofs, and this is the highest proof so far. I thought this was going to be the winner for me, but this one's it's just a little better. Moving on now to barrel number 47, 121.4 proof. So again, a little lower. This one smells like maple syrup. Man. Very good. If I had to pick between the two of them, I'm still going with number 2. However, I definitely prefer the smell on this one for sure. And they almost, you know, it's only a 1 point something difference in proof, but you can almost tell like just a little differences. 120 proof now on barrel number 48. Same thing with this one. This one definitely smells even more maple syrup. It's crazy, man. I think that follows suit with the smell. So if I had to say the only difference between these two, they smell very similar. However, this one tastes and smells like maple syrup, like I was saying. And I love that in a bourbon. I love my sweeter bourbons, my sweeter whiskeys. That's the thing that I really go for. And then the very last one that we're doing is barrel number 53 at 122.2 proof. There's nothing wrong with any of these, I'll tell you that much for sure. They're all delicious. All right, so we're all done with our samples now. Absolutely delicious stuff. And like I was saying, it's so crazy to see the difference between each barrel, even though they were barreled in the same room and right next to each other, like you said.
Same time.
Awesome. So what do we got here? What is this room here?
So this is our main production room. You see we're a little smaller. This is our 300-gallon reflux still. That, depending on the product we're making, is how many plates of our reflux we're using. Meaning, if we're gonna make our gin that we talked about and we just tasted, we're gonna run it as a pot still. We don't want to redistill that. We want to leave back all that flavor. But then, whenever we're distilling the whiskeys and our bourbons, we only run one of our plates. Because bourbon has a regulation, you can't distill it over 160 proof. So you have to be careful that you're not over distilling, you're not pulling out too much flavor, and that you'll have that flavor in the final product.
Okay, awesome. And then whenever y'all are running vodka, gin, whiskey, do y'all have to clean the machine out completely before you switch to the next?
100%, especially whenever we go from our gin, which is going to have all your botanical flavors. You don't want that in your bourbons.
Right.
So yeah, every time we make a run, we have to clean it out completely.
Okay, awesome. All right, so we're now in the fermentation room. It has its own room, and as you can tell, look, go ahead and get in close right here. You can see those bubbles. You can literally see what's fermenting right now. And like we talked about before, this is literally going to be like a beer. However, it's not really going to taste that good, like as a beer, right?
Yeah, this is a 12.5% distiller's beer.
100%. And so this is what I'm pretty excited for. This is their wheated bourbon that's going to be coming. I mean, before it goes even anywhere else, this is where it's at. The start of a wheated bourbon, which I'm a huge fan of wheated bourbon. So this is really, really cool.
And you can see this is coming to the end of the life of the fermentation process. All of the bubbles stopping, the grains have dropped. It's basically telling us, even though we're taking gravities along the way, it's telling us, hey, I'm ready to be distilled.
Wow. All right, so we tasted everything, absolutely phenomenal stuff. I'm so glad I got to taste it with you, the master distiller here, to learn more about what this distillery has to provide. And just, you know, if I had a question for you, it'd be, where did the name come from? How did it all start? Like, you know.
Yeah, so we started approximately 7 years ago. We've only had products on the shelves for about 4 years now. But the name Distillery Acadiana comes from this area. We're Acadiana, so we kind of wanted to have a business in this area that we can kind of all be proud of. And we started out small, once a month on the weekends, where it's almost as if it's an expensive hobby. And it kind of morphed into what it is today and looking at expansion.
That's so awesome. And the name Cajun's Cut for your bourbon, because you know we're a big whiskey bourbon page. Where did that come from? Cajun's Cut. What does that mean to you?
Well, so every bourbon that's aged in the barrel, you're gonna have evaporation, and that's called Angel's Share.
Okay.
Right. So the part that the angels don't take is left behind. Because it's from this area, we really want to tie it back to our culture, and that's where it gets its name, Cajun's Cut, from. Especially since it's Louisiana's first bourbon, we wanted to have a name that truly resonated within this area.
All right, y'all. So being a Cajun here from Acadiana myself, I'm super blessed, super proud that we got to come out here today. And thank y'all for what y'all are doing.
Yep.
I can't wait to
Appreciate
see
you.
more in the future. It's been awesome. Thank you so much for the tour and the tasting.
Anytime.
All right, y'all, so we just got done filming at Distillery Acadian. I want to thank the master distiller and that whole crew so much for inviting us out, letting us film. We're going to end up going home today with barrel number 47. That was my favorite one of the whole batch, and I just got to say, for how long it's aged, the color on this is just phenomenal stuff. We went home with some merch. We got a couple of shirts from there, and I'm just very proud, you know, to be from Acadiana. I grew up about 5 minutes down the road from where this distillery is from. Who would have thought? And I can't wait to see what they do in the future. It was a phenomenal experience. They have some great spirits there. So overall, thank you so much for watching the channel. I appreciate you so much. And before I go, if you want to follow me on Instagram at Whiskier, it's going to be the same profile picture it is here on Instagram. Shoot me a message. Let's get to know each other, talk bourbon, give me some recommendations. Thank you so much.